everyone. We are back here at the Adventures Guide of the Galaxy, YouTube and Odyssey. Now, just going to do a quick morning stream before I go to the gym. Just got up, been doing a couple of things over here in the house. Hopefully the yard work doesn't get too loud. So we're here. Let's see, I got my little phone here. We're here to talk about the border situation where the federal government, I got my phone here, the federal government is using border patrol and the Biden administration is trying to tell Texas that they need to open the Eagles Pass border and allow border patrol in because the Texas National Guard, state troopers, local cops, and the Texas military department. I don't know. There's like a couple other different things. They took over this place called Eagles Pass, which is like the one of the heaviest flow of migrants into America. Like I guess in the walking sense, because most of them actually just fly in. They're flown in by the government. They just drop them off wherever they want, and you don't even know what's going on. Nobody even knows where they go. They probably go to some one of the each 50 state has like a labor camp where they go and do like underage work and all kinds of stuff. Most Americans don't know or don't even want to hear about that because it hurts their feelings, and they just want to like pretend that America's like never has done anything wrong, because for some reason whenever people uncover wrong or bad stuff, they like take it personally, and then they look to somebody on television to try to paper over an actual real thing that's happening, so that they can feel safe in a faraway place that they don't even have to deal with it, which is very strange. Mental illness and privilege. But so basically, I've been watching a lot of videos. I've seen it for years. I have friends that went down there. A friend who was in the National Guard who went down there a couple years ago, when it first started kicking up in like 2018. Not first, but it was like it really got crazy then, because they only cared about it because of Donald Trump for some reason. Which is weird, because you care about some guy far away, but there's something happened over here. You can't care about this without then reflecting your care off of the guy into the thing. Privilege. So Donald Trump would be on TV talking about whatever, just saying whatever. I don't really care, but that's not important. The migrant crisis, again, they'll run commercials. The U.S. government and all these different NGOs and institutions, they like run commercials in all these other countries, right? And they'll say, "Hey, we just subverted and overthrew your government and ruined everything and destroyed your economy and did all this backbiting snake stuff. Come to America, you'll get welfare and I take care of you." So then they pay them all this money. Again, you got people from Africa, Russia, China, India, all kinds of places coming to South America. Plane tickets cost money, right? And then they walk from South America, I guess from, Panama or Colombia. It depends on where they start from all over the place. But again, who's going to walk multiple thousands of miles? Walk just because, right? Now, obviously, there's a lot of people coming here for a better life, but I'm from here, and we're trying to get a better life. We're trying to make it better for everybody else so they can even do that. But more importantly, stop overthrowing and annihilating their countries and doing like fake political stuff for your own personal gain to destroy their countries so they have to come here in the first place. And then all that happens. Now Eagles Pass, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, all types of states that just have all kinds of stuff going on because there's just waves and waves and waves of people showing up from all over the place. And like I said, a lot of these people aren't poor. They paper them up before they get here. They got cell phones, they got clothes and money. Some of them are poor, some of them are not. If again, a lot of people in America will just be saying a bunch of stuff because they're privileged and they don't really know anything. They don't have to know anything, and then they get to have the same level of conversation, just yelling in your face and, "Oh, algorithm, shut him down. He's hurting me." Privilege. But again, a lot of these people are coming from like places like, for example, China. They're having an economic bad time right now, right? Because of all the different types of stuff going on there, all the corruption and all these different types of things going on. So people just leave. Again, this isn't everybody, but they'll come to South America and walk up to America to try to get a better life. Again, like I said, I don't want their countries to be terrible, so they don't have to do this. And like I said, people are drowning. All kinds of stuff's going on. Cartels, pimping out kids, all crazy stuff, drugs. People, again, the U.S. government's having people come in and then work on. There's like 12-year-olds working on roofs. You know what I'm saying? Most grown adults, I've done roof work before. Most of y'all would never get on a roof in the South doing, roof work all summer long, let alone if you're 12 years old and you don't even speak English. You're not even from South America. You're from Uzbekistan. And you got sent a commercial, "Come to America." And then you're on a roof in Georgia working, and some dude says, "If you try to leave, I'm going to deport you." And then on top of that, you're only getting like $1 a day. Hey, isn't that right? What's the name of that super fancy clothing company? Right? All the girls wear the fancy Victoria's Secret type stuff. I can't remember what the name of the company is, but some super fancy company that all the girls wear in the lingerie and all that stuff. They got caught having like foreign workers in L.A., Los Angeles, California, United States of America, like 2021, 22, in a sweatshop factory where they're paying them $1 a day to make the fancy hundreds of dollars for one piece, fancy girl clothes. But again, most people that would wear that stuff, or it doesn't really matter what their political affiliation is. A lot of Americans, whether they're left or right, just certain type of person, they don't want to hear bad stuff because it hurts their fifis. And I heard this on a video. A lot of people will hear about the history of human beings in general, and then they'll get offended, right? How could this migrant crisis be happening? They'll just block it out. They don't want to hear anything about it. They're like, oh my God, they're not taking people from across the border and putting them into sweatshops in America. We wouldn't think, oh, I'm privileged. Again, they don't want to hear it. It's happening. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. And like I said, that's why people in Texas, they just said, we're just going to do whatever we want. Y'all don't care, whatever. So the Texas National Guard, Governor Greg Abbott signed a executive order to allow them to go over, take over the border, and kick the federal government and the Border Patrol out. And so now they have this thing on TV. All that stuff leads to this, right? They have some huge deal going on where they're saying the DOJ, the Biden administration is going to refer a letter to the DOJ, the Department of Justice, if you don't let us have the border back. Because like I said, they had Border Patrol agents, they had FBI or whoever go to the border and cut open and destroy the border. So it's like, hey, come on through here, bring the drugs, bring the kids, bring all the stuff. Yeah. And then people are seeing this like, yo, this is kind of crazy. And then, like I said, I'm not a fan of any political person because I think they're all goofy and, front men and front women for whoever actually has all the money. But again, Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, and some of these other places, they're sending migrants on these buses to the big cities up north that don't ever have to deal with this, I guess. And now the the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, he first was like, yeah, come on, this is great. Hey, what's going on? High Desert Pioneer. What's going on, everybody? Everyone say, hey, good morning to the High Desert Pioneer. So now you have New York and all these super high up places. They try to send them to the Hamptons, Martha's Vineyard, which is a really fancy place that most people would never even heard of or could even afford to go. They sent a bunch of migrants there, and then they had the Massachusetts National Guard come up within 20 hours and pick them up and take them away. But again, then they'll sit there and say, oh my God, this is so terrible. Oh, it's a privilege. But then when they go take it to Chicago or they leave, they start putting all these random people in Texas, Chicago, Nevada, Illinois, California, everywhere else where actually people are trying to work and just actually have a decent economy to labor, type deal. They're just flooding with tons of people. And again, most of these people are dudes. Again, you don't know. A lot of these other countries are flushing out their prisons because for them, like I said, for Venezuela, for example, they just emptied out their prisons. Like, look, we don't have to care for these prisoners anymore. We don't have to deal with it. Your CIA and FBI and our people probably went and probably made all these drugs and did all the fun drug shootouts and all the cartel. Yeah, and now we don't want to deal with them. Here, take them. So now they're just dropping them off. They're shacking these people up with regular people who actually came from random other countries. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what's going on. Like, oh, hey, you're going to room on your walk to America. You're going to room with this guy. He chopped up 7 people last week. Have a nice day. And they just put you in a bus. And then all these women are coming. Well, there's actually not even that many. There's some of the women are coming across. They're saying, oh, wow, we're being abused by all these people that you're putting us with, these cartels. And I got sold to some other guy in America and all this stuff. Meanwhile, it's 2024, the age of cell phones and all that stuff. And a lot of Americans are like, well, this is not happening because that would hurt my brother. Let's wait till an election. Like I said, they kick the can down the road. Let's wait 100 years. And I basically just saying, I don't care. I don't want to care about this. You're hurting my feelings. That's what it means when someone says, well, let's wait to an election to care about this. Again, so then Texas is like, you know what? Everyone's doing whatever they want. Clearly, there's Miami aliens that just showed up shopping for handbags. Cat Williams dropping an interview. Earthquakes, all this other stuff. Texas is like, you know what? We're just going to control our border because it's our country. Again, this is Texas. This isn't some other state where people are mentally in the state where they're like, well, let's wait for the super powerful person who's in the suit on TV to tell us what to think. Texas is like, all right, man, yeah, see you later. We're going to go. And now the Biden administration is like, oh, we're going to sue you. And Texas is like, okay. You're going to send paperwork to a bunch of lawyers, and then they're going to complain and kvetch on TV, and then they're going to send more lawyers and paperwork. Again, do you have the people with the vests, the trucks, and guns that are going to show up and unlodge our people with vests, trucks, and guns? That's what it's turning into. That's 2024. Again, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just reporting that the Texas National Guard, the Texas State Troopers, the police, local cops, Texas Military Department, they have a bunch of different names for stuff. I'm learning a lot about it. A lot of really good videos. A lot of people down there. My buddy Jorge Ventura, he's usually down there. He goes to Eagles Pass. He goes into Mexico and reports around there. Very dangerous stuff. A lot of stuff's going on. Thousands of people. So the Texas National Guard and all these departments from Texas have set up in Eagles Pass and along the whole border, and they're shutting it down. Shut it down. So then, like I said, the Biden administration is saying you have a dead. Last night, I think last night, the night before last, midnight was the deadline for them to remove all their stuff. Otherwise, nothing's happened. Whoa, we're gonna get you back. What exactly are you gonna do? This is the reason why I'm making this video on this live stream, because this is where they're at. Again, all the other Iowa caucus, all the other Dominion voting machine, all that other stuff is going on, right? And now they have to divert attention from their regular schmuckatelli operations to care about Texas, right? Very difficult thing to do, because now, again, this creates an optics issue where, one, it shows people that the people who are in charge of the government, left, right, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter, they're all the same, and they all just want the borders wide open. They want kids being trafficked left and right. Human trafficking, you better not talk about it. Oh my God. If Trump is convicted of this process crime where he didn't let a lawyer have a paper in the boobity bop, are you gonna care? Like, meanwhile, y'all literally just, sir, are you giving this interview as you get off of Jeffrey Epstein's plane? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's going on, right? They got, hello FBI agents, by the way, they got an entire room filled with stone-faced squares who literally have never smiled in their entire life, looking over this video like, they're talking about child trafficking, shut them down. Meanwhile, they're complaining about Donald Trump, who I do not care about, by the way. He doesn't offend me. He's just some dude. He literally did a process crime where he didn't allow someone to die. They just make up a bunch of stuff, put people on TV and start crying, and you're supposed to emote. It's like, have you ever seen this old movie? I'm not like a guy who does movie references, by the way. There's an old movie, I think it's called Batman and Robin, or Batman Forever, where Jim Carrey plays a Joker, and you put these antenna on your head, and the TV literally zaps your brain, and you can't do anything about it. That's literally what they have in not so many steps. It just, you can't see the green beam, but it's there. So that's what's happening. Texas shut down the border. They're doing whatever they want because they said, what are you going to do about it? So now you have this thing where there's like hundreds of different, like, again, it's an operation because, hey, what's going on, Daryl Guberman? Everyone say hello to Daryl Guberman. Daryl Guberman's doing a fantastic video about the airplanes, doors falling off, and quality. It's not DEI. That's the cherry on top of the giant poop cake because they turned the quality and whatever. They got rid of quality. They're making cheaper parts because to save money. So anyway, we'll get into that next. So again, all these people are on television screeching, trying to open up Ellis Island. Hey, like I said, a lot of people, again, if you want, said open up Ellis Island. Daryl Guberman said exactly. Like I said, they can actually make nice places where people come to immigrate. Hey, go to this place. You could make like a triple story Walmart size place and then just have a bunch of waiting stalls and like a little hotel and say, hey, you know, you're going to be processed. They're not doing that. They're taking the trillions of dollars. They send AOC to a fence to cry in front of an empty lot so that a bunch of women, get emotionally whatever and then henpeck their husbands or boyfriends or people that they know. Again, they don't act. These people are privileged, mentally ill psychopaths. I harp on the word privileged because, again, they get to all of a sudden raise up and then just have a FBI float over to your house, cyberly or in real life, and shut you down just for going, beep, I think this is wrong. And then you just get that's privilege. Okay. That's the amount of energy they spend to shut down any regular person is as much energy as they spend to chase a terrorist overseas with helicopters, money, guns, satellites on. They're doing the same thing for regular people who are just like, that's strange. Okay? So again, Texas said, okay, if it's power for power, muscle for muscle, I do what I want. Again, I don't even trust Greg Abbott because it seems a little bit late to be doing this. He's just going to show up and say, hey, look, we got vests, money, guns, and trucks too. They just showed up on the border patrol, get out. Sorry. And there's another gentleman that I follow. It's like a Freedom Information by me. I think it's Freedom Information. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, gentlemen, to the gentleman there. He actually went to the border the most recently, and he's walking around talking to the Border Patrol, the National Guard. The National Guard are happy to see him. Like, yeah, come in, show us all this stuff. There's all types of stuff going on. Now you can see all types of stuff. Now they're doing videos, all kinds of stuff. You can actually see what's going on because the National Guard and the Texas people are actually happy to have the situation be reported correctly instead of, oh my God, there's a person who drowned the other day. It's a very unfortunate. This lady and 2 kids drowned trying to cross the Rio Grande. The Mexican authorities called over to Texas and they said, hey, look, this lady just drowned. We have 2 bodies we're trying to recover. Can you help us out? They said, sure. They went and they helped them out, the National Guard. And then the Border Patrol shows up an hour later, an hour after they did the rescue, not an hour after the person drowned. Drown happens very fast. It's very unfortunate. So I guess it was like a boat ramp. These big areas, the river's wide, the Rio Grande is wide. This lady tries to cross. There's currents, a lot going on. She drowned. National Guard, they helped the Mexican authorities rescue her, which is like after she drowned. And then even after that, the Border Patrol then shows up and says, hey, we got word that someone drowned over here. You need to let us in so we can help them. And they're like, no, it already happened. We don't want your help. And even if it's an emergency, you're just going to not do anything anyway. Because there's been hundreds of people, hundreds if not thousands of people dying, being found in camps, cartel disappearing. 85,000 people. I think it was Craig Sawyer even mentioned this. 85,000 people, kids missing that were in DHS custody because they're probably getting pimped out to all types of other groups all across America that most Americans are too soft to even hear about even existing, let alone actually y'all gonna get up and help some of these kids. Liberals are the same way. Y'all, oh, we care about them, but you don't. But they're not there. That's why I said these political terms don't mean anything. Like, it's like an experiment. Like, I'm this. It's like, hey, when you go up to these people, say these three words, and they'll glaze over like, oh, he said the word. No, that doesn't work on people. Again, that works on television and on fake people. So they're coming in, all these people will go missing, all this stuff's going on, and now they show up after someone drowned, like, someone drowned, and now they're running news story after news story after news story, in this news station and that news station, in this state and that state. Oh my God, they're not letting us say people who are drowning. Bro, my brother in Christ, your entire platform is based off making sure that people drown so that you could have money. Your entire platform, U.S. government, political people, loser institutions, fake intelligent people that hold information back because everyone could have it, whatever. Your entire platform, your entire life, your entire DNA genetics is based off of holding people back and making sure that their civilizations fail so that you can look better in comparison, including your own people. Yes, that's why you're watching this video. These people, political, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Republican RNC, DNC, Brandon Johnson, Eric Adams, all these mayors, listen, the reason why Texas and what they're doing works is because they just showed up and said, we're doing what we want, do something about it. We're going to refer the DOJ to the Supreme Court. Okay, when the Supreme Court says, oh, you can't do this in Texas, like, all right, cool. Oh. That's a bird flying over, and this is me still sitting here doing what I want. That's why Texas is doing what they're doing, because it works. Okay? And like I said, that's the point of this video. Texas stepped up. I don't know if this is for legitimate reasons. Well, like I said, because they're still letting them in, they're just processing them and sending them a different way. But again, then they can check and see, hey, are these your kids? Are you trafficking these kids? What's in the bag? Same stuff they do to everybody trying to board a plane or trying to get into Disney World, trying to get into, a nice store, things that you would want people around your kids to have happen to them. Hey, check this person. Who's this guy? Again, the world is not rainbows, sunshine, shoots and ladders, candy cane games. That's not how this world operates. And because a lot of people in America actually believe this, because again, they're privileged, they can go to, again, just because I say privilege doesn't mean you're a bad person. If you live in America and you have no idea about all these other things going on, that is a you problem. When all this stuff shows up, you're like, what is all this? Oh my God, there's like 700 Chinese dudes showing up at the border and 800 Russian dudes and a bunch of Hispanic kids are looking sad. Like, what's going on? That's what's happening. And just because you don't know about it doesn't mean that it isn't as effed up as you can clearly see that it is. Again, people coming from Ukraine, y'all are subverting and blowing up all this different stuff, and people are showing up like, okay, I was told to come here. And you're like, oh, why are they coming here? Stop believing in Nikki Haley and all the Speaker of the House and Nancy Pelosi, because you believe these people and they're like, we need to blow up brown. Like, again, there are so many brown, white, black, Asian, Ireland, Ukraine, Russia. They're doing all this crazy stuff, right? And if you don't know about it, then when people show up to your doorstep like, oh, hey, I was told by the people that ruined my place that you would come give me some food and I can like have all your stuff. That's what's happening. Okay? So, again, when you see this election and all this goofy stuff going on, right? All the election, all this stuff going on, every time people are clapping like, oh, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, we need to destroy this country. Oh my God, Hillary Clinton, we need to take them out. Oh my God, we should do. That's why people are showing up to Martha's Vineyard is because we need to do this. And when they show up at your house, because it's part of a big plan to take you out, you're looking stupid. Stop believing in people on TV. Genuinely, I'm not saying you have to do violence or any of that stuff. Just genuinely don't trust them because they're not trustworthy. Okay. And look at what Texas is doing. What do you think this is going to have? What type of effect do you think this is going to have going forward? Other states are going to say, you know what? A lot of like that in Louisiana, Mississippi, like, a lot of people in our state don't even have clean drinking water, and we cannot even get, or even we can't even get them to even think or consider having a thought about running a study about getting us clean drinking water and all the other issues that we have that they're causing. Again, Flint, Michigan, all types of stuff going on, but yet they're saying, if you don't care about something, Donald Trump and some little keeping up with the Joneses, like, he hurt my feelings. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care if you're thirsty. Shut up. I don't care if you're thirsty. Die. Anyway, but please care about what I care about, Trump. Da 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 da. This is the mentally ill psychopaths they're dealing with. So, like I said, everybody, take a look at what Texas is doing, right? Take a look at what Texas is doing. And think about what this means going forward. Some states are going to, not even states, some departments, because if a police department, EMT, certain departments, again, they start doing stuff, people will back them if they actually like it. Now, it could be liberal, Democrat, socialist, right-wing, paleocon, Christian, whatever. People need to come together when they see something like this, and they're going to like that, because there's a lot more people liking what Texas is doing than disliking. But again, when you wake up in the morning, and you see these news shows already ready to go. Again, they have to get those people in the studio early. They got to get them dressed, get them makeup, rehearse their propaganda. They've got this, as you're sleeping at night, they're like, all right, tomorrow we need to make sure that people believe in our crap. All right, yeah, all night. And again, they put so much makeup on because they've been up all night rehearsing the nonsense. And they obviously know it's not true. They don't believe it. People cry on command. Again, it's Hollywood, except they just put it on the news. A lot of failed actors in Hollywood, because they're ugly. Like, I'm ugly too, right? They put them on the news, and then they say, cry over Trump. And then, like, all the women and all the people and men and whoever cares about that stuff, they'd be in their house, like, watching TV. I'm supposed to be sad. And again, they just eat it right up. That's what they do. Again, that's the people who are literally poisoning your food, spraying stuff in your air. I mean, the migrants are coming here like, yo, what the fuck? I'm about to go back to my country. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, they get here and they're like, oh my God, people are dying at 48? They're just dropping it. What? They make some money, they gone. Like, that's how wild it is, right? So again, Texas does what they want. They don't care about deadlines. The DOJ, the Supreme Court, all this stuff. Again, if the Supreme Court even says you guys need to leave the border and let them take back over it. Again, when you hear people talk about this, right? When you hear people talk about this, listen to what they're saying. They're saying Texas is not allowing us in to do stuff. And you're like, what exactly are you doing? You just secure the border? No, we're going to continue our operations. What are your operations? To continue our operation. Like, they don't actually say anything. And again, it's like across the board. Some random liberal guy in his room, he's in a hotel, or some lady in a suit in some nice place, or some guy in New York, oh, it's cold, but let's talk about the Texas thing. They will all say the same thing. They're not letting the border patrol. Yeah, they patrol the border and open it. The border patrol, they patrol the border and let it open. And again, there's border patrol videos of people even saying, I don't want to do this, but I'm being forced. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just doing my job. I don't want to lose my job. Open the border, letting Chinese, again, sleeper cells. The U.S. government is like, hey, we need you to come into America. We got false flags we need to do. And fucking people aren't believing our crap. So instead of actually giving them what they want, we need to do more crazier stuff so that we can blame the people that, we need that. So again, they're going through all this. All they could have to do to get votes and to have people like them and not hate them is to just give people the tiny little stuff that they're asking for. Okay, if white and black people in America are asking for reparations for either slavery or the jabs that they push on everybody, or the food and the poison and the feminism and like all these different types of things, like, hey, you've hoisted this stuff on our society, it's time for the people who personally benefited from that to hand it back. Instead of just being like, hey, we're sorry for completely just psyoping your whole society since day one and completely just lying about everything, lying about all of history. pretty much all the way back to like 1600s. We have government experiments going on right now, werewolves and all this other stuff in our secret laboratory. Sorry for all that. Sorry for making a deal called the Granada Treaty with supposedly aliens, interdimensional entities, and we let them pay us some stuff, and we let people to get kidnapped. Sorry for that. Sorry for all the vaccine war. Sorry for all these other things, right? Instead of just saying sorry and like actually giving people back some stuff for doing that, no, they're like, you know what? Let's start World War III, 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. Bring everybody in America and have like every movie that you've ever seen, like Red Dawn times 5, and then it's gonna be Rain Man. It's gonna be everything you can imagine. Escape from New York, Escape from LA, Escape from Texas, Escape from Michigan. It's gonna be Escape from every inch of your life, and that's where we're going, right? Because people would rather go through the most horrific, crazy like scenario you couldn't even imagine, because they won't just be like, you know what, America's messed up, and we need to actually acknowledge it. No, 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 stop the elections. No, like all of you guys are just stop. Instead of just doing that and being like, look, we were fooled. Yes, a lot of these people don't care about us. A lot of people in America want to be these rich, like little privileged tower. Like, oh, I'm so cool, and I was hanging out with these people. They're so cool. A lot of people desperately want to be the little hoinky doink twink motherfuckers that do that stuff. Left, right, doesn't matter. Yes, all y'all. Every group of people's got them, and most of them are probably on the internet faking it for clout. Because real people are actually probably like, what? What's going on? They don't care. But again, now real people have to care, and they have to get involved because it's getting insane. So again, comment down below what you think. We got a lot going on. Texas said no, told the Biden government to just, hey, don't care. Florida sent a bunch of National Guards people to Texas to help them out, which is cool. Again, I don't know who specifically made that decision, and now the Biden administration, he's not actually doing this, but somebody within the Biden administration, all the senior executive service members, they got together, and they're saying that they're going to federalize the Texas National Guard so that the government can take control of the National Guard, and Texas won't. And if that doesn't work, they're like, we don't care. And it's like, we're just going to cut off your pay. We're not going to pay you. Then it's like this is what they're doing, right? Lizard people. Let's just call them lizard people, Illuminati, government, liberals, conservatives, fake megachurch, whatever type of whatever. This is what they're doing. Taking a shovel. They're just digging themselves down. That's all they know how to do. Oh, you don't want to listen to us? We're going to threaten you even more. It's like, if the beginning of this thread was, if you even disagree with me, it's death, or it's you don't do what I say, it's death. If it's death across the board, then they're just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna do whatever we want. Because you know what? A lot of those people actually have something to do with life and death scenarios, a lot more than a bunch of privileged, rich races, losers up in Washington, D.C., and all these institutions, all these Bill Gates and all these other goofballs. The Klaus Schwab's like, oh, we need to make some stuff. What do you do? Like, this Ninja Turtle villain-looking ass motherfucker's gonna be telling people you need to starve, but yet him and John, I've always hated John Kerry. Him and John Kerry get on a freaking plane, eating filet mignon and imported Cambodian child feet on a pig, on a plate of salad while they're telling you to starve. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, we don't be getting down with that. Okay, and like I said, the numbers for the votes again, elections are selections, but when enough people pay attention and get angry and they see that their votes aren't working, then the next step is for them to just have less of a seriousness for them, and then it just cascades into this huge thing. So then all these different groups, all these different sections of society, black, white, up, down, left, right, they're all not going for whoever the TV or what they're wishing that you go for, and it's not good for them. And a lot of people, it's just getting crazy. Like I said, people are going to see this Texas thing and say, you know what, we can do whatever we want. Because like I said, if we show up with enough people, again, communication is key. They're going to be looking on your devices and like, oh, you're doing violence. But I'm predicting that people and institutions that have power to do this are going to start doing whatever they want, especially southern states, maybe a Washington state, like the Greater Idaho Project. Stuff like that is going to start taking off because you know what? When you see how the administration and the Republicans and the Democrats are a uniparty, how they act towards regular people in America, this is the type of stuff that's start happening. They're like, what are you gonna do? Again, y'all trying to airstrike the Houthis. Again, you don't understand. They're not first worlders that are afraid to die. Okay, they like that stuff. You make them live in abject poverty their whole life. Like, die, it ain't so bad. So that's why they don't care. You nuked them, and they're like, meh. Check out my nuke video, by the way. So again, now you're creating people who actually revel in you being upset that they don't care what you have to say. And it's getting a lot of fun, and you're making it fun by being ignorant, belligerent, and insane. So let me know what you all think. Comment below if you live in Texas, if you live in Eagles Pass, if you live in anywhere in southern Texas or anywhere in Texas and you've seen this, you live in Chicago, wherever you live and this is affecting you, comment down below. Let me know what's going on, and I will see you later. I'm on my way to the gym and to get some breakfast.